we start, can I just point out that my show, The Hijack, currently has two brown people talking about secession. This is definitely not going to go well.
Bruh. It ain't the brown people talk about secession. I'm gonna be straight with you right there.
This is true this time. But
no, I'm just trying to keep my head down, dude.
We just get hit harder. That's the thing.
Exactly. Like, I'm not trying to be nobody's target. Okay.
Yeah,
anyway, but first, I'm assuming this for me was a fun mental exercise as somebody who studied history, and taught history and done that stuff. For me, it was fun to kind of think through, like, how would that go? In the optimal method. So we're assuming a velvet divorce, meaning everybody agreed to it, everything was fine.
Got it.
Yeah, because so there was the Czech Republic broke up into Czechoslovakia and Yugoslavia and all them. So the Czechoslovakia in particular broke up into the Czech Republic and Slovakia, two separate countries. They divided up. Everything was good, and it's known as the Velvet Divorce. So something along those lines here is what we'd be talking. Is what I'm thinking about. So that's the first piece. The second piece, we are also assuming that as a part of this beautiful Velvet Divorce here, that everybody was given an opportunity to. Everybody got like a couple $1,000s worth of moving money, so that. You know, folks that were like, you know what, I'd like to just, if I could slide over a little bit, that'd be great. So those kind of thing. And the third thing that we should note here is that this also excludes the rest of the world being just bombing the hell out of everything. Like, we're assuming the rest of the world is like, no, man, take your time, get your stuff figured out. We're good. We're good. We're like, you guys do you let us know how it goes, and we support you through this, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. And one other piece here. And because I do think we need to adjust. Like, this is a fun mental exercise, but to talk about real here, the underlying problem that you're going to run into and the reason that these secession arguments come up and will keep coming up comes back to two key factors. If we want to talk like legit history here, you've got one, there has been a tension between the rural and urban areas since the founding of the country. Now, this is not exclusive to the United States. A lot of other countries deal with this, but in the United States, it's particularly pronounced. The other part here, and this is going to be like, I don't know how many people you pissed off today, but I'd like to go ahead and piss off some of your listeners if I could.
Cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So America is founded on this idea, like, we identify ourselves as having this rugged individualism.
Yes.
This whole, like, we tamed the West, we conquered the land and manifest destiny and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
One, that's not true.
Okay.
We'll save that for another conversation. But two, the problem with rugged individualism is followed to its logical conclusion is selfishness.
Yes.
And that's what you're seeing now. Also being so, I mean, it's one thing, rugged individualism, you got to stand on your own 2 feet and do something with whatever. It's another thing to say, well, you know, like, if they don't have anything, then they should have thought about that before they were poor. And we as a cultural value, we equate poor people with being lazy, as opposed to just being destroyed by a system that has been doing all that shit. Anyway, so all of those are all my shit. So here's how I divided up the country.
Okay, how did you do it?
Because in this Velvet Divorce, they also said, "Get me Al Sterling."
Yeah,
tell us how to do this.
I mean, why wouldn't they?
Right. Well, we heard you at a podcast and a short film, so we thought you're the guy.
That's
Yeah. So here's how we divided it up, and I have thought both geographically, culturally, economically, militarily. I went through a whole damn thing. So starting on the far western end of the nation, California picks up California picks up Oregon and Washington, and a little bit of their neighbor into Idaho there, and all of that becomes the Pacific Northwest. Okay.
All right.
So
have you thought up a name for this place yet?
I actually I have this. Did you see my highly rendered map?
I did, but I did not go through it in too great of detail.
Well, that's because I just did colors.
Okay.
But we'll call this one California, because California is one that's really anchoring this little section here, right?
Okay, so we'll just give it the California name.
Yeah, we'll just call it California, and it being California in the Pacific Northwest. And so these guys look a lot like Western Europe. Higher taxes, clean living, very progressive. Still got a lot of farming and agriculture that comes through there. We get, for example, almost all of the almonds in the world are grown in California.
All of the almonds?
the Ullman brothers, sisters, cousins, and the extended family, like the Ullman family, but like Hispanic family. So it keeps going.
Okay, good.
That kind of thing. So it's gonna be very progressive, very liberal, clean living, all that kind of shit. A little snooty, but you're not surprised.
Yeah, of course.